When you're blue and kinda lonely too, you'll find a smile will go a long, long way. Though you're down, don't sit around and frown. A little smile will go a long, long way. Never grieve, just try to make believe the sky is blue, although you know it's gray. Don't you pine, it's just a waste of time. You'll find a smile will go a long.
And it's time for another riveting podcast. It's Ron and Jen's Great Escape, our attempt to turn your news frowns upside down with a few chuckles here and there, even though we do bite into some meat and potato stuff.
Well, here
Every now and then.
and with Mike.
Mike? Oh, Mike Stenhouse.
Mike.
Yes.
Mike Stenhouse.
Oh, yes. Mike who? Mike
On his show.
He was all...
Is it show or podcast?
He calls it he wants to call it a podcast.
Okay, it's Mike's the In the Dugout podcast.
Right, and you can follow us on that, by the way.
Yeah.
On which website now? Ocean State
Ocean
Current.
State Current. It's all one word. Ocean State Current.
.com. And we're there every Monday live, by the way,
Live.
between 4 and 5 p.m. with our edition of Ron and Jen's Great Escape. And, of course, you can follow us on the radio every Friday on 1540 WADK, 101.1 FM, and WADK.com.
Well, let's just say this. It's our newsy edition of Ron and Jen's Great Escape. Because what we do on Fridays at WADK
This
on
Escape.
air. Yeah, we do. We escape. It's great. We do. They had showing the posters for that.
I saw...
I went to see, should I save this? Nah, I don't care. Whatever. Who cares? It's a podcast. I went to see Lost Paradise with Sandra Bullock.
I heard that sucks.
Yeah, I was disappointed.
Yeah.
And you know why I was disappointed? Besides the fact that
It sucked.
it was, I'd give it a B-, C at best. C, I mean, she has Botox in her face now.
Yeah.
She has so much Botox. I never thought Sandy Bullock would go that route. And I'm just, it's, Annette Bedding's letting it all hang out.
She's in that?
No, she's not. But I'm saying in Hollywood, she's letting it all hang out. But her and what's his face, the dude from Magic Mike, I don't even know what his name is. He's a hottie.
Oh,
so.
yeah, that guy.
Yeah, that guy.
Channing.
Yeah. Tatum? Is that his name?
Yeah.
Tatum Channing.
Tatum
Yeah,
Channing.
It's just okay. The set looks like they did it, I don't know, at downtown.
Yeah, I know. I saw the trailer. It looks terrible.
Yeah.
Brad Pitt's in it, isn't he?
He is. He makes a cameo.
Yeah, that's enough.
But he gets killed super quick.
Oh, you ruined it.
He gets shot right
Next
between
thing
the eyes.
You're going to tell everybody that Anthony Perkins is his own mother in Psycho. That's
Yeah,
terrible.
shocking.
You ruined everything.
Anyway.
Back to Stenhouse. He was all hot
Mike,
and
yeah.
sticky about Fauci coming in to be the keynote speaker for Roger Williams University's commencement.
Yeah.
I could care less, personally. I mean...
Well, Fauci's making money now. He
Yeah.
made a name for himself during the
Absolutely.
pandemic, and now he's making the rounds.
Yeah, so if he retires, and if he, some of these public speaking gigs, these people make enormous amounts of money.
Yeah.
Like the Clintons, like Bill Clinton. I don't think he shows up for 10
Not
minutes
anymore.
if it's not 300. Oh yeah,
Really?
yeah, it's like $300,000 to hear that guy talk.
I had a ticket to go see him when he was president, and I didn't go.
Yeah,
He was around here for something, and I got some ticket from some dude, and I still have the ticket somewhere.
why would I want to go see
Yeah,
him?
why?
I could care less.
I don't care what he has to
I
say.
did not have sexual relations with that woman, Ms. Lewinsky.
Well,
What a brilliant.
he didn't technically, but he sure got it technically.
Hey,
Wah, wah.
they're filming a new TV pilot called Federal Hill, a new television pilot. It's going to be filming in Providence this week, including inside Providence City Hall. So apparently,
Is it gangster stuff?
well,
Or is it buddy stuff?
let me see what Michael Carenti is the project director. So I imagine it must have to do with something like
Goodfellas.
that. Yeah, Goodfellas.
Local
It's a
Goodfella thing.
local Goodfellas
Okay.
kind of a thing. So that's going on. Your Jeep is a stick, correct?
It sure is.
Check this out.
It's the only way to drive a Jeep.
It's no secret that the way we drive is changing. This poll says less than 20% of Americans know how to drive a manual transmission these days.
Really?
Less than 20%.
I'm not surprised, though.
I
It
haven't-
takes work.
I haven't driven one in years.
It's effort.
My
It's-
wife taught me how to drive a stick.
Really?
Yeah.
My boyfriend in high school, Keith Bacon, did. And I'm just going to say, Keith, thank you for that. Do you know, he brought me to North Smithfield High School parking lot, and I think we were stoned, and we just drove around and around and around, and then he got
Was it
me.
NASCAR? You just went
Yeah,
around,
and then
around,
we
around.
did. And then all of a sudden, he thought I'd be okay with driving a hill. So I think we were on a hill somewhere, and that didn't go well. I had to put it in park, and we had to swap,
Yeah, that's tough.
and that was that.
You know, the ultimate test, I think, when you're really ready to test whether or not you can handle a manual transmission is College Hill in Providence.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, well,
Oh my God.
yeah, I mean, oh my God, on a Saturday night at 2 a.m.
That's like the ultimate.
Oh my
test.
God.
That's like the ultimate test.
I'll say.
Ultimate test. Do you want to touch on the Chris Rock, and, the slap heard around the
Yeah,
world?
I mean, I
And
guess.
what's new?
Well, I just want to make mention. Yeah, there's a lot new, but I put this on my Facebook page, and I try to stay away from writing things now that are super pissy sounding because I don't want to be part of the cog that everybody's part of every day. But some days, I just can't stand it anymore. So Whoopi Goldberg was on the. Get this.
She's a member of the Academy, by the way.
She is. She's a governor.
Yeah.
She's one of the governors.
Yep.
So this is what just made me flip the switch here. So Whoopi was actually on The View. Well, shocking. She was on The View complaining about stereotypes. She was saying somebody on her panel that day, which happened to be an African-American woman with a right-leaning slant, made comment about the Hollywood elite and how Will Smith got away with one and da-da-da-da-da-da. Whoopi Goldberg takes her to task and gets PO'd because she said, you can't paint a broad brush like that. It has racial overtones, stereotyping people. Wait a minute. I said on my Facebook page, hold up now. If you don't agree with Whoopi and her ilk and Joy Behar, they stereotype you immediately and say that you are a Trump-loving, white supremacist, racist, deplorable. I'm just so, I mean, thanks for the gaslighting, Whoopi, but we see you.
Yeah.
We're on to you, pal. But I mean, she was bitching and complaining about people stereotyping her.
Right.
Is that something, folks?
Glass house, baby. Glass house.
So that kind of put me
Glass
over the
house.
edge a little.
So Chris Rock had 3 days in Boston, 6 total shows, 2 a night.
People are getting unruly there.
Yeah.
Did you see that? They were screaming stuff about Will Smith,
Yeah,
and they had to be
yeah.
thrown out. And a father and son was slapping each other in the face the first night.
It doesn't surprise me. I mean,
People are going cuckoo.
nothing surprises me, but tickets they exploded,
Yeah.
and the price sold out.
You know what would surprise me if you slapped me during the podcast?
Oh, me?
That would
I would
surprise
never
me.
do that.
I know you
I
would.
would
You're not a
never-
violent man.
I would never resort to that. And then there's some back and forth whether or not the Academy did ask him to leave, and what TMZ says that's not the case.
Sources.
Blah, 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 blah.
Sources say.
right? Sources, right? Sources. Get out of here. Hey, you know what I had to mention?
Yeah.
Is we have our first sponsor of the podcast.
We do.
And also the radio program, and it's O'Hara Senior Care Services. Somebody, Brenda Lee O'Hara, I've known her forever and ever, amen.
Mm-hmm.
And they do wonderful work. If you have like an elderly parent who wants to stay home, certainly they've worked their tails off their lives, their whole life to stay home, but they need a little extra help these days. That's what they do.
Yeah.
All right, so here's the number. It's 401-345-1811. O'Hara Senior Care Services, 345-1811, and we thank you for supporting both the podcast and the radio program.
Absolutely. And I'll just say about O'Hara, one of the things that they also do, they do all kinds of things for the elderly, but a lot of what they do is just companionship.
Yes.
There's so many people that because of COVID that are just in their houses, can't get out, afraid to get out, and they want to be able to feel connected to the world. And that's also what O'Hara, Brenda Lee O'Hara.
Companionship.
Yeah, they provide companionship and connection, and I think that's super important right now.
401-345-1811
we thank you.
is their phone
Check them
number.
out.
Want a couple of woke moments before we get into Jen's news?
Sure. Hi, Hazel.
This will really make you happy. Hi, Hazel. Disney is delivering on its promise for more diversity. The corporate president wants half of the characters to be from the LGBTQ community or minorities by the end of the year. Half. Comments, part of the Reimagine Tomorrow campaign, a push to expand inclusivity in light of Florida's new law that impacts sex education and parental rights in schools. Did you see where DeSantis, the governor in Florida, is trying to take away Disney's... Disney can govern.
But what are they? Yeah,
all
so
around.
I didn't
That's-
understand.
that
So
was
they're
the-
their own police?
Yes, they're their own
In
police.
terms of what, though?
They're their own police. They're their own electric company. They are their own fire company. and it's what's it called? Stony something Creek.
So hold on. So can they police the people in the park or just the workers and the people? That's
No, the police
part.
are in the park. Yeah, they can
Oh wow!
police.
So they have their own security.
They
And
have
all
everything.
this.
They are an
the
island.
Disney detectives.
They are an island unto themselves.
Take it away.
That's what they did back when Walt Disney and the Walt Disney Company started buying up all of that swampland that was worthless in Orlando, and then they turned it into.
Don't tell the alligators it was
They turned it
worthless.
into an empire. The people there were so, bring it on, please, come on, boom, boom, we love Disney. And they gobbled up all of that land under different names, by the way, so nobody knew that it was Disney buying it. And one of the deals they struck was, we want total independence, man. We want total independence. So it's Reedy Creek, that's what it's called, Reedy Creek. And if you go to Disney and you travel out around the perimeters, you're going to see the fire department. You're going to see the electric company. It's unbelievable. But DeSantis wants to strip them of that. Can they go back on that? I don't know how they can go back on that. I don't know.
Well, the only thing I've been thinking about this, Ron, and first of all, and everybody's saying this, it was super clever that they tried to change the narrative and turn it into something that it's not with don't say gay. Gay is never mentioned. No specific sex is mentioned in this bill. But the thing that drives me nuts about this is it's not an us versus them kind of thing. It shouldn't be. First of all, I don't understand the obsession with children right now. It just seems to me that the left, they're so obsessed with children and children's education and children's sexuality and children, indoctrination, children. Okay, so that aside, I just think, most of America, if you said, what do the letters LGBTQ and transsexual and transgender and non-binary and all this, 90% of people cannot answer that question.
I agree.
And I'm not being disrespectful. I'm saying literally, I'm sure if you ask people, what does this mean? What does that? But we're expecting 5-year-olds who are learning how to tie their shoe to wrap their minds around the complexity of somebody's sexual nature. And it is complex, and it certainly isn't easy for adults to digest. So why we're saying, some people, a portion of society between the age of 5 and 8, we want you to have conversations about, this or that, or the hoo-hoo and the wah-wah and the how,
TikTok.
Yeah, the TikTok. I mean, it's just
Quinny.
maddening to me.
Yeah.
I mean, just, geez, when you're a kid, what do you want to do? You want to sleep, eat candy, and run around and play.
Bust up a box and dig a
Yeah,
hole.
that's pretty, and get dirty. I mean,
Ride your bike and wait for Peter Pelagi to come by with the ice cream truck.
But maybe times are changing.
The times they are a-changing. Bob Dylan told us that.
He sure did.
Here's one that'll fire you up. The United States is set to issue gender-neutral X passports.
Madonna will like that.
Can you imagine this? Can you imagine being a TSA agent? And, all right? You're a TSA agent, and they just threw this on your plate on top of everything else you got to do as a TSA agent.
Do you understand why I said Madonna will love this? Because her last tour, she did this weird thing, an incarnation of her own self.
Oh,
and it
yes,
was
yes.
Madam X tour.
Oh, yes.
And she wore an eye patch. Blimey.
I
and,
remember that.
I think she had a peg leg.
Hey,
yeah, it was weird. She was this detective in an overcoat. And,
Hey, matey.
yeah.
And Jim Carrey, who was very vocal about Will Smith
I'll say.
slapping Chris Rock, he said to Gail, oh, I'm Oprah's friend King. He said, he wouldn't let her reset. She was trying to defend Will Smith.
Well,
and Jim Carrey would not have any
Let's
of
set the table, though. He went on because he wanted to talk about his new film.
Yeah.
I saw the preview for it, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yes.
I think it's, part 2 or something.
It's part 2.
So I saw the trailer in the theater. And so that's why he was there. I don't know how it went to Hollywood. I don't know who broached the subject, but
Theater. I didn't see the entire.
the theater.
I didn't see the entire interview. I just saw the part where he was talking about the Slapgate, and he basically
was pissed.
and he said I would have sued him for $200 million, and I encouraged Chris Rock to sue him for $200 million.
He'd win. Chris Rock would win.
He would win.
A civil lawsuit?
It was
Absolutely.
battery. It was obvious battery. The Los Angeles Police Department, by the way, were standing by, and they were ready to charge him with battery, but the producer of the show talked them out of it, apparently. So that's the latest buzz on that. But also, I bring up Carrey because he's talking about retiring from acting now. He's 60 years old. He's 60 years old, and he said, "Look, after 40 years, I want a break. I want a break." And he was so disgusted So was Wanda Sykes, by the way. in an
And
interview.
I was really happy that people are speaking out. Hollywood is speaking out, and they're all shapes and sizes. They're all ethnicities. They're all, various religions and so forth. People have opinion. It's not as though everybody's sticking with their own.
Right.
They're saying honestly how they feel, and that's one refreshing thing I'll say. I believe it's honesty. I don't think that's trying to save their careers, because even though that poll was out there, which if you read the details, it said the majority of Americans agree with Will Smith.
If you look at the in-tabs, that's not true.
That is absolutely not true. That's the headline for whatever reason. But anybody over the age of 52 agrees with Will Smith.
Yes.
Anybody between the ages of 18 and 35 or whatever it is, they agree. People agree that it was wrong to hit Chris Rock. Those younger folks think it's great. Go on and smack them around and do what you need to do.
And this claim of, chivalry is not dead. What was chivalrous about that? I mean, Jada Pinkett is somebody who can handle herself, if you will. She's got a very popular podcast. She's very outspoken.
I wouldn't mess with her.
No, she's very outspoken. And you go to
hell no.
and you go
I
to
do.
kickboxing.
And I was in the Army. I would not mess with Jada Pinkett.
So don't give me that crap
No.
that she can't defend herself. She probably can defend herself better than Will Smith can defend himself,
I think she'd kill you in like 20 seconds.
even though he played Ali. Ali!
Yeah.
Ali!
Wow. And then
Down
wait.
goes Frazier.
Yeah. And then one last thing. Wait, who was the guy that
Down goes Frazier.
What was the name of one of the boxers from the 30s? Max
Schmeling.
Schmeling. Yeah.
Max Schmeling is beaten
That's
in
right.
one round. Joe Lewis.
Max Schmeling. But
The Brown Bomber. You think we couldn't get away with that nickname these days?
not
for a
now.
boxer? No.
Lord have mercy. I'm just saying though, that
Schmeling is
I lost my
in one round.
what the hell was I going to say?
I brought up Ali. Will Smith played Ali, and then you said, "Who was that boxer from
Oh,
the 30s?"
I got it. So it came back to me. All these people online. I was looking at the when you extend the hand back,
good
and then
God.
the 30-second frame that
Body
follows.
English,
Oh
yeah.
my God! All these cinematographer experts. But
Get
now,
off.
so there's this great conspiracy theory that the Academy wanted all this negative attention, and now I'm just waiting for it to go to the next level with the race card, because
It will.
yeah, because the two people on the floor, the CEO and the head honcho of the award show itself, were white, by the way.
Interesting.
So I'm just waiting for the next level.
All right. Now we
Level
turn.
up, 'cause
Now
it's
we
coming.
turn. Nana says it's time to turn
Is it time to turn now?
to Jen's news.
Jen's news, Jen's news.
Excellent.
Hazel loves Jen's news.
Where'd she go, by the way?
America, right here, Hazel.
Oh, Hazel.
America's favorite segment.
All right.
Because one person said so.
Let's get into it.
That's it. All right. Stop singing. You lose it. There's another frozen pizza shortage. I didn't even know there was one to begin
Is it
with.
specific brands or is it just across the board frozen pizza?
No. There are specific brands, but when was the first pizza shortage?
During the first episode of the pandemic, when the pandemic
When
first
first
hit
in
its peak,
2020?
when it first really peaked,
That's
when
like
everybody was
March,
staying
April.
home.
Yeah.
Everybody was staying home.
No, well. Food shortages have become a thing with everything from cream cheese to avocados. Up next, pizza. Turns out Totino's and Pillsbury are both having supply issues, and their parent company, General Mills, is having a hard time keeping up with demand. A rep says there could be some improvement in the coming weeks and months. And yeah, if you were paying $8, you're going to pay $14 now for that pizza. Just keep that in mind. There could be some improvement in the coming months because there were some positive signs in the past few weeks. Signs of what? I do not know. That's what it says.
I've seen no such signs. In fact, when we make pizza at home, we use the Pillsbury thin crust that comes in that tube.
Yeah.
$5 now for a crust
Oh, yeah.
for pizza.
Listen.
It was up like $1.50.
Oh, yeah. My creamer. I get big things of creamer. Usually they're $5. Now they're $6.59.
So I don't know where these signs are that they're talking about that prices are coming down.
I
You're
don't know.
full of it.
Yeah, they are. And did you notice that packages are shrinking?
Sources say.
No, boxes of cereal are
Shrinkage.
shrinking.
Shrinkage.
They're getting smaller and smaller. Well, a Chihuahua, this is a nice story.
Titi?
It's not TT. Teets is still alive as far as I know.
Teets.
My sponsor's mother had TTs. They're wonderful people. Chihuahua reunited with owner 10 years after being stolen. Tay Bennett of London was only 12 when her Chihuahua Ollie was stolen by a pair of thieves, but 10 years later, a dog recently turned up in a playground. Now why? For gosh sakes, 20 miles from where he was taken. Bennett said she was shocked by the news, telling My London it was incredible and I never thought this would happen.
Wow.
I have no clue where he came from, but as soon as Ollie came into the room and heard my stepdad's voice, he immediately walked over to him, rolled on his back, and let him scratch his belly.
Scratch my belly.
Yep. He definitely recognized him. As for myself, it took a little longer. I looked and sound completely different than when I was
Way to
12.
go, Ollie.
But yeah, I mean, what the heck? How do you steal somebody's pet?
That's
Imagine if
terrible.
Hazel got stolen.
Don't even go there.
Well, I know, but I'm just trying to connect to that emotional.
Hazel's got a chip in her. She's got one of those little tracking chips.
But yeah, but still, I mean, that's only if they scan it. It's not like, where's my phone?
No,
No. I hope she never gets stolen.
she won't.
Burger vending machine. And finally in
This is
Jen's
disgusting.
news. Yes. Burger vending machines are debuting in New Jersey. A freshly cooked burger, you say, from a vending machine. Aha. It really is a thing. That's the promise of Robo Burger. And if you happen to be at the Newport Center Mall in New Jersey or Jersey City, you can try it for yourself. What is it exactly? Well, the creators of Robo Burger vending machines promise, quote, it's the world's first burger robot in a box.
That's disgusting.
And it's not the hockey puck you might imagine. The burger is made from 100% Angus pasture-raised beef. That from people that are running this company. And it's served on a toasted potato bun for $6.99.
So it can't be like the top quality.
For $6.99. I was just saying, that's
$6.99.
pretty good.
The roll itself would cost $6.99.
You can order a classic burger with mustard, cheese, aged Wisconsin cheddar, by the way, and ketchup. Or you can have it customized. The machine-made burger goes for $6.99. You can pay for it with credit card, Google Pay, or Apple Pay.
Good luck with that.
I don't know how I feel, but what if it's not a hit? How long does the meat stay in the machine?
That's what I would be very, very...
So it sounds made to order. They don't make them and let them sit there like the hot dog that rolls around.
I'd be a tad apprehensive for that.
Wow.
You know how people tell you to save for a rainy day?
Don't eat that if you're driving. You know, if you got a 3-hour drive and you get stuck in traffic in the city, I wouldn't try that for the first time. Then,
that's
you know what I'm saying?
That's like buying sushi at 7-Eleven. That's not a good plan. You know what I'm
Not
saying?
a good plan. I agree.
Not a good plan if you got a long drive.
No
ahead.
dice.
You know, they say save for a rainy day.
Yeah.
And it's not just raining, man. It's a tsunami. I think that's fair to say. You know,
Today?
people. No, just not today. I don't mean rain.
Oh.
Like literally. I mean figuratively.
Oh.
You know, when something comes up and it hits the fan.
That was a na-na moment.
We've done a ton of stories of how people don't even have $1,000 in reserve. Some people don't even have $500 in reserve. I read a column the other day that said people are now, they can't even survive paycheck to paycheck, which is terrible. But Americans, this financial report, a survey from the First National Bank of Omaha, says that Americans aren't even saving for retirement anymore. They don't even think about it, because they don't have 2 nickels to rub together at the end of the day.
Yeah, and I had, because of the stimulus checks, I had a nice little, cushion in my savings that I had never, ever had before. And I thought that the sale of my father's house would go through a lot quicker than it did, and there would be money and all this, so I spent that. So don't do that.
You chose poorly.
I did, but I thought it was a sure thing, but
Your good pal Antonio Brown back in the news.
Oh, he sure is. Antonio Brown wants yet another shot in the NFL. Maybe you should get it, but there's a catch, guys. Before he gets his ankle surgically repaired, he said he wants a signed commitment from whatever team wants to take a chance on him. Brown says, I know my value, and he sees the deals being signed by the likes of Devontae Adams, and he's wondering why he's not commanding the same cash and attention.
Because you're insane.
This guy. The answer might lie in this comparison. Do you remember that one really hot chick that everyone says is nuts, but one of your boys still takes a shot at, only to realize that everyone else was right?
Correct.
So
We want to thank O'Hara Senior Care Services for sponsoring us. If you have a parent, a friend who needs some assistance to live in their own home, they're the folks to call, 401-345-1811. Follow us on the Mike Stenhouse in the Dugout on OceanStateCurrent.com every Monday, right?
Yes, live
podcast.
From
4 till 5. Our weekly column, boy, we're stretching out. Our weekly column, RINewsToday.com on Wednesdays. And on Fridays from 2 till 4, WADK in Newport. So have yourself a great week. Tell your friends.
Yeah.